Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Moore.
Welcome back. Nice to have you all with us here on To Tell the Truth. Our first guest today is a most distinctive detective. As a matter of fact, he is this country's one and only art cop. Now you ask, what is an art cop? You'll find out in a minute as soon as we meet our panel here on To Tell the Truth.
Bill Collins. Peggy Cash. Gene Rayburn. And Kitty Carlisle.
If the show stays on the air long enough, you're going to buy the rest of the dress. Huh? Have any of you ever met an art cop?
An art cop?
I didn't know that there was such a thing.
Interpol.
No, not Interpol's, a local fella. Let us now meet our detective.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Robert Volpe.
Number 2.
My name is Robert Volpe.
Number 3.
My name is Robert Volpe.
And, of course, two of them are not telling the truth. One of them is. And here is the story of Robert Volpe. It says, I, Robert Volpe, am the only officer working on a full-time basis for the New York City Police Department's art identification team. My principal job is tracking down art objects that have been stolen from museums, galleries, and private collections. To date, I've recovered an estimated $4 million worth of art treasures. Such is the nature of my work that I'm often in contact with the FBI, foreign police forces, and Interpol. The typical art thief is tough to nail. He's often highly intelligent, well-educated, and deals only with the best people in the best places. But he must be ferreted out. After all, every time an art theft occurs, a part of history is lost. And that means a lot to me, because, you see, I am a painter myself. Signed, Detective Robert Volpe. And while the panel prepares to apprehend our two imposters, we'll have a word from our sponsors and be right back.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, ride your bike.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it.
If you're happy and you know it, smile big and bright.
Thousands of kids just like me are happy every day.
And it's all because of generous people like you who support Shriners Hospitals for Children every month.
All you have to do is call the number on your screen or go online to loveshriners.org right now with your monthly gift.
Because of people like you, Shriners Hospitals for Children is able to make an everyday miracle happen for kids like me.
If you're happy and you know it, dance around. If you're happy and you know it, play a song.
If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it.
If you're happy and you know it, take a shot.
And when you call or go online right now to donate $19 a month or more, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you and a reminder of all the smiles you're bringing to kids' faces every day.
Will today be the day you send your love to the rescue?
When you call the number on your screen right now and give as little as $19 a month, just 63 cents a day, you'll be making a life-changing difference for a child, just like Sarah.
Your monthly gift today could change your life forever.
Because of you.
We are happy and we know it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please call or go online right now to give. If operators are busy, please wait patiently or go to loveshriners.org right away.
All right, time to do some selling. That's going towards rent. Oh yeah, that's going towards girls' night. And that's going towards a new bag.
Your closet is worth more than you realize. Download the Poshmark app and start cashing in today.
I got this $1,000 camera for only $41 on Deal Dash.
DealDash.com. Online auctions since 2009. This PlayStation 5 sold for only 50 cents. This iPad Pro sold for less than $34. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
Let's play.
Across the way from us, we have three stealthy gentlemen, each of whom claims to be Robert Volpe, a New York City detective who specializes in tracking down stolen art objects. And let's start the grilling with, well, Kitty, why don't you take this on?
Thank you. Number 3, where do you find most of the stuff that's been stolen?
In museums.
In museums?
That's correct.
Stolen and goes to museums?
That's correct.
Number 2, in other words, museums will buy stolen stuff?
Well, there have been occasions where they have unknowingly purchased
Unknowingly, I see. Number 1, are there certain countries where most of this stuff disappears into and we'll never see it again?
Well, quite frequently it'll go to places like Holland and France and smaller galleries.
I see.
Mostly it winds up in private galleries.
And number 3, you said a part of history is lost and you deal only with the best people. Don't they know they're buying stolen things?
Many times they do.
And would they just put it away and keep it without letting anybody see it?
Yes. Our private art collectors would
have it for their own use, and no, you'd never see it again.
Absolutely.
Well, number 2, when they die, what happens? Then it's a disgrace. Their children a disgrace because they find all these things that Papa's kept hidden.
Well, it's quite possible that most of the stuff can be put back on the market after a number of years because of just the sheer volume.
The sheer volume?
Of art.
All right, we got BUZZR. We're going down to Bill Teller.
I've heard that theory, number 1, that somebody buys something that they know is stolen and they get it at a tremendous price, and then they put it in just a faraway room in their own house and just look at it all by themselves. Do you know that to be a fact?
Oh, definitely.
Number 3, do you think any gallery, not reputable, but any gallery at all would buy anything if they knew that it had been stolen?
No.
Number 2, is there a way for gallery owners to know, is there a publication that they receive that informs them of all well-known works of art have been stolen, a list of stolen things?
Well, there are various organizations and groups that put out flyers on stolen art.
Number 1, is there any connection between stolen art and fake art, as we know fake art? I mean, do the same people get involved in both?
Not really. The forgers or fakers are really different than thieves.
Have you ever had an occasion, number 3, where someone owned something that had been stolen and they were completely innocent until all of a sudden somebody walked in and recognized it?
Yes, the most recent case in the Metropolitan Museum.
What's the law in a case like that? If I have bought something innocently and it had been stolen, am I the loser or who loses?
No, if it was, well, it depends if it's intercontinental or within the United States, depending on how it came into the country. You can buy something.
Sorry to have to stop there. Let's go to Peggy.
Number 2, what's a provenance?
That would be the history of a work.
Thank you. Number 3, are most is the stuff that's stolen mostly modern art or old masters or sculpture? What's the big traffic in?
Well, presently, I would say the largest collections of stolen art have been the classics.
Thank you. Number 1, what kind of a collection did the Seidenbergs have?
I don't know.
Thank you. Well, number 3, would you go to work on that Etruscan vase that the Metropolitan just glued together that was supposed to be hot?
Yes.
Okay. Now, number 2, what was stolen from an African tribe that was a totem, sort of like a god? Do you know what that was this year?
Yes, the Afro-Com.
Thank you. Number 2, who's Sidney Janis?
Excuse me?
Sidney Janis?
He's an artist.
Thank you. And number 3, who is Frank Lloyd?
Also an artist.
Thank you. And number 1, who's Clifford Still?
An artist.
Thank you. Number 2...
You either know a lot or you don't know nothing. And in a minute here, we're going to find out. But meanwhile, we'll go to Gene Rayburn.
She made up all those names.
That's right.
There is no Sidney Janis there. Number 3, what does the name Duveen mean to you?
Devine is the director of the Museum of Modern Art.
Thank you. Number one, what style do you paint in? It says you're a painter.
Yeah, I do pointillism.
What is that?
Pointillism.
Yeah. And number two, does RISD mean anything to you? Does that word RISD mean anything to you?
No, it does not.
Yeah. Number one, does it mean anything to you?
What was that again?
RISD.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything to me. Nothing to me.
Means as much to me as all the other stuff you've been talking about.
Number three, what is Fragonard's trademark in his paintings?
I don't know.
Do you know number two?
No, I do not.
How about you, number one?
Pretty not.
I don't know that either.
I don't know.
You don't know?
What is it?
Who's
He
Fragonard?
put a Bichon Frise in every one of his oil paintings.
He didn't.
Yeah, you can see that at the Metropolitan Museum. What else would you like to know about that? Just let me know. Ask me any questions you'd like. No. Listen, number three, what style?
There you go, Gene. Very well drawn out. Now it's time for us to vote. Decide who we think it is. Is it number one, or is it number two, or is it number three?
Yeah, dude, that doesn't look good. I know what to do. I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, and if approved, I can have the money as soon as the same business day.
Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need.
Are you or someone you love struggling with an addiction to drugs or alcohol and want to be set free from the chains of addiction? Then call Addiction Helpline America right now to get the help you need. From drug and alcohol addiction to dual diagnosis treatment, we provide a confidential helpline to help people like you get sober and live happy, substance-free lives. With one call, you can be on the phone with addiction specialists across the country who will guide you on the next steps to find the freedom and healing you desperately need.
Take a pea-sized amount. Apply it like a lotion. Pits, under boob, thigh folds, butt cracks, feet. This water-based cream, I'm telling you, it's invisible on the skin. It works like a dream. Why didn't someone think of this sooner?
Wrong vote. We pay $500 to the detective if nobody can find out who he is. And Kitty starts, please.
Well, number three said that Devine was the director of the Modern Art Museum, and Devine was a very famous art dealer. And number one answered a question of Peggy's, and I don't know what it was. I don't know what the answer was. But I do know that number two answered properly and said a provenance was the history of the art object, so I voted for number two.
So we've got a two going there, and here comes Bill Cullen.
Yeah, I like the way number two answered things. He didn't know about Sidney Janis, but, you know, it's possible and he might not. So in any event, I voted for number two.
You got a pair of twos, and we're going to pay.
You know, number two knew about the Afro-Con and everything, but he said Frank Lloyd was an artist, but he is indeed the owner of the Marble Gallery. But number one, you should have known the Seidenbergs, they were robbed of Picassos, but you did know that Clifford Still was an artist, so I voted for you. I didn't vote for you three because of Devine.
All right, Ian, so we got a one going out.
Number one looks like a cop.
And,
Number one looks like a cop.
Number one looks like a cop. All right, let's find out about Gene Rayburn. Gene Rayburn looks like a cop. What do you want?
I am a cop. You're all under arrest. No, number three really lost me on Devine.
Yes.
And number two didn't know that RISD stand for the Rhode Island School of Design. It's probably the...
Very special.
It only...
School of Design.
That's very special. My old brownie.
It only...
Yeah.
Shut up, loudmouth. It only happens to be the most popular, best-known art school in America.
In that area.
Yeah. So, and therefore I voted for number one by a process of elimination.
Certainly, of course you did. All right, a pair of ones and a pair of twos, and the votes are all in. Will the real Robert Volpe, detective, sir, please stand up. Let's find out about our friends over there. Number one, you got two big votes. What is your real name, sir, and what do you do?
My name is Ralph Schreitenthal. I'm an engineer for M.W. Kellogg Engineering and Construction Company in Houston, Texas.
Good to see you. Number three, I didn't know about Devine either, if it makes you feel any better. So what is your real name? What do you do?
My name is Thomas Quinn, and I'm the co-owner of a group of restaurants in Miami and New York by the name of Bagel Nosh.
Should you want to know more about this subject, then I recommend it. Detective Volpe's activities are very well chronicled in a new book, which is called Art Cop Robert Volpe, Art Crime Detective. It was written by Laurie Adams and should be of great interest to folks who are interested in, what is it, RISD?
RISD.
RISD.
Yeah.
Let's hear it for RISD, and let's hear it for Detective Volpe. Thank you, gentlemen. Now, Bill Cullen, we get down to my league and your league.
Okay.
We got coming out a fellow who knows everything there is to know about peanuts.
Oh, I love them.
And this is, I mean, eating peanuts, not the comic strip.
All right,
Real eating goober junk.
Yeah, that's my style.
BUZZR presents Christmas in July, featuring some of your favorite game show Christmas episodes.
Merry Christmas.
Continues tomorrow at 10:30 on BUZZR.
Whoa, now that's a smooth shave. You might think these guys had to pay top dollar for a shave that smooth, but they just used Harry's. With 5 blades that stay sharp, shave after shave, a lubricating strip with aloe, a flex hinge, and a trimmer blade, it's hard to believe refills start at just $2, half of what the other guys charge. Shaving with Harry's isn't pricey. It's just very, very, very smooth. Wake up to Harry's. Get your trial set for just $7 at harrys.com/smooth.
When surprise breakdowns happen, American Home Shield will be there to fix or replace parts of the systems and appliances you rely on every day. They help protect your time and money by connecting you with qualified pros and helping pay for covered repairs or replacements. AHS offers flexible and affordable plans for every home. Sign up today and get $100 off with code AHS100. Visit AHS.com or call 833-PLAN-AHS.
Did you know Sling has your favorite news programs for just $40 a month?
My favorite news for just $40 a month?
My favorite news for just $40 a month? News for $40 a month. Sling lets you do that.
Do you spend hours maintaining your gutters? Save that time with LeafGuard's maintenance-free system. Call 1-833-2-GUTTERS. Mesh filters sit on top of your gutters, building up debris and eventually clogging. Then they need to be cleaned too. Honestly, your home should have been built with LeafGuard gutters. LeafGuard's wraparound hood deflects debris and keeps water away from your home. The one-piece seamless system is strong, 20% thicker than average, and built to last. Plus, LeafGuard is guaranteed to never clog for as long as you own your home. Right now, get a complete LeafGuard system for only $99 down, $99 a month, and $99 installation. You'll also receive a $100 Visa gift card with a free gutter inspection and in-home estimate. Damage from clogged gutters can cost you thousands. Never worry about clogged gutters again. Don't wait, you've still got time. Call 1-833-2-GUTTERS today. That's 1-833-2-GUTTERS.
You know, a lot of people up here in Yankee Land eat a lot of peanuts, but very few of them know what they look like when they're growing. Now, if you were to walk through a peanut field, what you would see would be a plant. And then you pull the plant up, and there on the bottom, you see? The peanut is actually not a true nut, but is really a member of the legume family. It's sort of close to the bean family. And the part that you actually eat grows beneath the level of the soil, like that. I just thought you might like to learn about that.
Cute.
Now let us meet our peanut expert.
Number 1, what is your name, please?
My name is Frank McGill.
Number 2.
My name is Frank McGill.
Number 3.
My name is Frank McGill.
And here is the goober grabber of Frank McGill. Goes like this. I, Frank McGill, am a peanut specialist. As a professor of peanuts, let me give you a few facts. The nutritious peanut possesses a high content of digestible protein. It is an important food and oil crop in all 6 continents. It's known to exist in Brazil and Peru in 1500 BC. The peanut had several early medical uses. Today, 85% of all French restaurants use peanut oil as a salad dressing and for all-purpose cooking. Now let's look at some different types of peanut currently being savored by the To Tell the Truth panel. Bill is eating a Florunner peanut. That's a versatile peanut grown mainly in Georgia and the Southeast, and it's ideally suited for peanut butter, for peanut candy, and for roasting. And Peggy is enjoying, we trust, the Spanish peanut, which is a small seeded type, and it is grown largely in the Texas-Oklahoma area. And Jean is munching on the Virginia peanut, grown mainly in the Virginia-North Carolina area, and it is a large seeded type that is great for roasting in and out of the shell, and as well as for peanut butter and for candy. And Kitty is tasting the Valencia type, and it's characterized by having 3 to 4 seeds in each pod. Grown almost entirely in New Mexico, it is used for roasting in the shell. And by the way, it is not an exaggeration to say that the average American child's favorite snack is a peanut butter sandwich.
Here, here.
Signed, Frank
Yes,
McGill.
sirree.
And Peggy, you seem to be enjoying yours, so I think we'll go with you, huh?
Mine are called Spanish peanuts, and those are my favorite kind of peanuts in real life.
Hey?
Yeah.
This is
They're
not real life?
Number 3, what do they call peanuts in England?
I don't know.
Number 2, is it a major crop in our country, the peanut crop?
I don't know.
Well, no.
Let's go back to the peanuts.
Number 1, kitties are called Valencia peanuts. Do they come from Valencia, or they come from New Mexico?
They come from New Mexico, but it's really a Spanish name.
Thank you. Well, number 1, since you seem to know more than anybody else. From what kind of a peanut do they get peanut oil?
Peanut oil can be taken from all of them, actually.
Now, number 3, what is the very good thing about cooking with peanut oil? What is one of its characteristics? I, too, use peanut oil sometimes.
Well, it has a very high smoking point, and in addition to that, it does not absorb odors in cooking, so you may cook widely different meats and not absorb the odor of the other meat in the peanut oil.
Thank you.
There you go. And so now it takes us to Gene, please.
Would you repeat that, number 3? No. Number 2, peanut butter which has been hydrogenated. What does that mean?
Means it's been hydrogenated.
Continuing your winning ways, aren't you, number 2?
Yes, indeed.
That's better than saying I don't know.
Number 1, does a peanut actually grow beneath the soil, or is it just kind of hang around on top of the ground there?
No, it's actually below the soil. The back of the blossom develops something called a peg that gravity, by the weight of it, goes into the soil and it develops underneath.
Do you agree with that, number 2? Just say yes or no.
Yes or no.
I rest my case.
Took him a while to get around to you, but he took care of you. Let's go to Kitty Carlisle, please.
I may be setting myself an impossible task, but I intend to get an answer from number 2. Number 2, does peanut oil have a lot of cholesterol in it?
Not a lot. It has some cholesterol, but no more than other types of nuts.
He was looking at me. He gave me a searching look when he said some types of nuts.
Referring to you.
Number 1, you purport here to be a professor of peanuts. What is your job?
I'm an agronomist.
Oh, and number 2, where do you practice agronomy?
On the soil.
And so bravely we forge ahead and go down to Bill Cullen.
Yeah, go get him.
Let's go, Bill. Go get him.
Tell you the truth, I don't care who it is. No, I really do. Number 3, there are a lot of things discovered in the South that had to do with the reconstruction of the South about uses for the peanut plant. What are some of the things, besides mentioned here, about its digestible protein and being nutritious, what are some of the things that the bare peanut product can be used for?
Well, it's such a wonderful, nutritious food crop until the main uses naturally are in the edible categories, such as salted peanuts, peanut butter, candies, and confections. However, we do have some other industrial uses, such as the hull is now being used for slow-burning fire logs, and is quite popular in the South, and this originated in the South.
Number 1, how do they use the hull of the...
Oh, I'm sorry this is cut off, but when you hear the bell, we got to stop. And when we have to stop, we have to ballot. And we mark our ballots for 2 or for number 3. And Peggy, have you formed an opinion?
Yeah. Number 3 was right. Peanut oil, you can get real hot without smoking. It's very good. Number 2, you're really cute, but I don't think you're in the peanut racket, right? So I voted for number 1.
All righty, so we got a 1 hanging out there. Gene Rayburn coming along.
Well, I don't think number 2 is connected with agronomy or peanuts or anything. I think he's a pool hustler myself. That's right. I voted for number 3 because he's from the deep south.
All right, and so on the accent, we've got a 3, and we're going to Kitty.
Well, I never saw a scientist yet who gave you a real straight answer. So I voted for number 2.
On that basis, she's been right many times. And Bill Cullen coming out.
Yeah, but I thought number 2 would want to tell us more. Excuse me, I didn't know it'd get to me so soon. I voted for number 3. He knew about some of the other uses, not that the other ones didn't, but he told us about it for that reason.
All right, that's it. The votes are all in. Will the real Frank McGill please stand up, sir? Quickly, there he is.
One right over.
Thank you, Mr. McGill. Let's find out who your helpers are here. Number 1, you were a help, too. What is your real name? What do you do?
My name is Larry Shelton, and I'm a publisher of the company's Employee Communications Incorporated.
Good. Number 2, do I dare ask you what your name is and what you do?
My name is Larry Murphy. I'm a freelance writer living in Greenwich Village.
Mr. McGill, the peanut really is terribly important to our economy, isn't it? Aren't there many hundreds of thousands of acres in peanuts?
It certainly is. We rank about 4th in the world as far as producers are concerned. It is among the 10 most important major cash crops of the United States. It is the number 1 cash crop of the state that I represent, which is Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. We found out more about peanuts than I knew there was to know. Thank you, Mr. McGill, and gentlemen. Take care.
This is Elaine. Please leave a message.
I can't get a hold of my mom.
I'm sure it's nothing.
I've called her 5 times.
I'm sure she's fine.
She always picks up on the first call.
You're gonna make yourself sick. You've been worrying all morning.
Hello?
Hello, this is Life Alert. Your mother had an emergency, and we dispatched paramedics to her home.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what happened?
She had a fall, but don't worry. She is safe, and the paramedics are helping her right now.
Thank you.
Is Grandma okay?
She's gonna be okay. Life Alert send help.
Life Alert saves a life every 11 minutes. With one simple touch of a button, Life Alert sends help immediately. Whether it's to report a fall, a medical emergency, or an intruder, Life Alert sends first responders fast.
For information or a free brochure, call 800-405-1956. 800-405-1956. 800-405-1956.
If you're over 50 and can't work due to physical or mental health problems, you may be entitled to Social Security disability. Call Disability Help today. If you can't regularly lift over 10 pounds, or if you can't stand all day long, you may be eligible for disability benefits. Disability Help Today connects Social Security disability applicants just like you with representatives nationwide. Call now.
Introducing Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, privates, and beyond. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of whole body deodorant, like Mando. It's clinically proven to block odor all day and controls odor for 72 hours. And before you say it, Mando works better than a shower with soap alone. Rather than covering up BO with heavy fragrance, Mando's unique formula stops odor before it starts. That's my secret to better odor control everywhere. Mando's unlike anything you've ever tried before. Get over 30% off at shopmando.com.
Down here. Come on.
This is Bill Wendell speaking for To Tell the Truth, a Mark Hudson, Bill Todman production.